What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to Because Reasons, the show where I look at a variety of games for any particular reason that I feel like. And today, taking a look at Mirror's Edge Catalyst Closed Beta, a beta I do not recall signing up for, but got a code for anyway. So I'm gonna resume here. I played past all of the original tutorial stuff, so this should be right beyond the tutorial, and I already botched it. Yeah, so this is a reboot of the Mirror's Edge franchise. This is a henchwoman. This is a closed beta. They apparently had some sign-ups months ago, and I forgot about them. And she has no name, just henchwoman. So we're gonna tool around here for a little bit. This is a first-person parkour game. If you are not familiar with, familiar with the Mirror's Edge, I can't actually make that jump, can I? The Mirror's Edge franchise, well, franchise being 2 games, not including mobile, because they made that original one back in like '08, and this is the reboot. So I did have a map marker. Let's actually bring out the map here. Okay, so this is, unlike the first game, this is an open world game, which is weird, considering what this game, is. But hey, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm just curious as to how they're going to handle that. And we've got a bunch of dialogue going on here. I'm not kind of half paying attention to because reasons. Go this way. So yeah, I played through all of the tutorial, but I want to go talk to Birdman, playboy. So yes, there's a variety of missions here in the open world of Mirror's Edge, and this is a reboot, which is weird for a game that only had one other game. But you know what? If it allows DICE to do something besides Battlefield, I'm all for it. But seriously, bring back Rally Sport Challenge. Those games are great. Anyway, our current mission is here is to go find Birdman. Playboy. And can I even? Okay, yes, that was red. So, very stark world of whites and reds, and that is a visual cue to tell you where you should or should not be going, more or less. It is helpful. So our mission is here. I'm going to hit the X button and talk to Birdman. Gotta put some respect on his name. And if you don't get that reference, then, hit up the YouTubes, I guess. Accept. So yes, as you see there, a little blinking fucking text. Beta. This is a closed beta.
Leave my door alone.
Playboy.
Patience never was your virtue, babe.
Thought you were taking a nap. Is that what old people do?
Yes, that is what old people do. We take a lot of naps. Naps are important.
The peace and quiet is all I get.
So this game was actually supposed to be out end of May. Got delayed to June 7th for online fine-tuning, which is weird because, primarily a single-player game is my understanding. But it's got leaderboards or, whatever else it is. But it's weird that they're having a beta for this. Like, it's weird to me. Because it is, primarily a single-player game. And it seems like lately, nobody has demos anymore. It's always, we're having a beta. It's a closed beta, open beta, alpha. It's never really an alpha, because alpha is so early on in the process, you don't want the end user ever playing an alpha. Just a bad look. Although, obviously, if you've gotten into Steam early access, you've seen that kind of stuff. So let's head over here. So, controls. It is L1 for all of your jumping. It is R2 for sliding. You've got buttons for combat. And yes, there was a lot of this type of stuff in the original game. Challenge maps and whatnot. So we'll hit up one and see how it goes. And it's giving us arrows to kind of go. And so ideally, as this is parkour, you're trying to be as smooth as possible in your button timing. So you want to kind of hit that, like that. And you want to be, you know, fluid. Keeping your movement going is, you know, one of those things that you get better at. Like, I was never great at the original Mirror's Edge, but, you know, I finished it. So, that game, people had problems because the slavish devotion to the first person, boom, 2 stars. In Mirror's Edge, certainly, if you're not used to that kind of devotion to first person, and there it is, there is, people on the leaderboards, I guess. So, that's cool. We did it. Follow the red. Complete. So, you know, there is an upgrade path. There is, one of these buttons is, R1. That's progression. So you got movement, combat, gear, you know, missions, side missions. You get the idea. It's an open world game. But, obviously, being in the first person just does kind of set it apart. And we've got, you know, let's head back to the Birdman, playboy. And basically, yeah, you just set waypoints, and you don't necessarily have to, you know, follow the red that the game is telling you to follow. It's kind of just a, you know, it's encouraging you to go that way as a way that would, you know, certainly be a viable path. But, you know, there are many viable paths here in the open world of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And it is up to you which ones to take. So you want to hold R2 when you hit the ground there, or before you hit the ground there, because, uh-oh, that one I missed. Right to the ground. So, the one thing, obviously, this is still a beta, but the one thing that I've noticed in that this is an open world game now is that the load times when you die are a little long. And certainly, you know, they're not out yet, and most of the fine-tuning in video games happens at the very end of your development cycle, you know, day 1 patch, etc., etc. So, hopefully, these load times will be, you know, shortened in the final product, but in a game where you could certainly die pretty easily, I should have jumped there. I caught it. Shit. Long load times are certain. What's that? Collectible. Yep. Let me guess. It's gonna fill in, you know, exposition. Anyway. Yeah. So that's kind of my biggest concern is that, you know, certainly recalling how often I died in the original Mirror's Edge, those kind of load times are very, very off-putting. But, as I said, it's still a beta, and we're not out yet, so definitely could be worked on, hopefully, because, like, I understand having to load back in open world is obviously a lot different than having sequential stages, and that helps your load times significantly, but at the same time, we're a game where it's so easy to just, you know, lose track of where you are with your hands and fall to your doom. Birdman. Where's Lil Wayne? Delivery run. Yes. So we'll do one more here, because I'm not going to sit here and play through this entire closed beta, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours, from what I've heard, from what I've seen on YouTube. People just live stream the whole thing, and that's really not my thing. But, yeah. So, I'm sure there's a thing up over at Digital Foundry with, you know, hey, here's how the game runs, and here's how, you know, so obviously, you know, we're still, it's not done yet. And normally when you fork off a beta branch, you know, before release, it's, you know, this is probably, you know, from a few months ago, and it's hitting now, so, can't go that way. Running out of time. How do I get down there? Ah, crap. Alright, zip line. Zip line. Hell yeah, zip line. So yeah, the movement, everything feels good. Like everything, like this is what I recall it. Even if this wasn't actually how it played back then, this is how I recall it, which is important in any kind of, you know, video game context. Is that, you know, hey, this is what I remember, even if it's not actually the, you know, factual. But I don't know what the optimal path over there is, so therefore I am just botching this dead drop delivery. That's okay. But yeah, the game looks good, plays good, and I am looking forward to it. Coming out June the 7th, I believe. Thankfully, they pushed that off. It was originally coming out the same day as Overwatch and that new Turtles game from Platinum. And both games I'm also looking forward to. So, there you go. 48 seconds to spare. Why they needed that fast, I don't actually know. And then, you know, when you're not in a mission, collect some stuff. Run on some walls. Do some John Morrison parkour shit. Because that's kind of what this game is. Anyway, I think you get the idea here in Mirror's Edge Catalyst closed beta. Unfortunately, I didn't get any combat here, but you can see there is combat. I can kick and punch and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, one would imagine, you know, if they get into like they did in the first game, hopefully there'll be no guns. Like the first game had guns, but they were never that great. And there was, you know, there was an achievement for doing the whole game without guns, because that was kind of a part of the focus of that. Grab the wall. What are you doing? But yeah, you get High Roller Avenue. More info. Okay. Anyway, that's Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I'm looking forward to this a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'm your host, TaxSlug. More videos every day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.